Ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another success story. Today I have Jackson, another MMU student in front of me. He's been with us for over a year now, and he is absolutely crushing the game, especially recently here. We had the wave of penny stocks, and Jackson has been a monster, man. He's been one of the top guys in the chat room. Jackson, how are you doing today? Let us know where you're from, how old you are, and a little bit of general information about yourself.
Thank you for having me, RT. I'm Jackson. I'm 20 years old. I've been trading for about 4 years. I live in the States in Colorado. And yeah, I mean, I've been living the dream recently. I turned the corner about, I'd say, a year and a half ago and just been grinding ever since. So huge shout out to RT for, making all this stuff happen and just the community to be a part of and everything.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, what's been happening here in the chat room with so many traders blossoming and growing, and you being one of them. For us, it's special because this is the baby that we've been nurturing. In terms of MMU, the curriculum, the classes, and so forth. To see people going through it and then getting to the other side, and it potentially being life changing for some because, we know once you do get it and you can start increasing your share size, how exponential it can be, right? So I got a couple of questions for you, right? How's your day trading experience before MMU? So you mentioned you've been trading for about 4 years now, and you've been a part of MMU for about a year, maybe a little more than that. How's the experience
Yeah.
like before joining us?
So it's funny because when I first started trading, uh, I saw some Instagram videos and I looked it up on YouTube. I was like, "What is this whole day trading thing about?" And I saw one of your one. It was a live video of you trading. So essentially, like you were like one of the first people I saw that was actually consistently making profits in the
Wow,
stock market. So, when I first started trading, it was like I just dove deep into your recaps and everything, and it was like a complete gold mine. And I recommend it for anyone that's looking for just completely free content, just to go back into RT's videos and like there's so much just like complete gold that you can find in there. Um, yeah, so like I started digging through those and I found like very key tips that I would use into my trading, and from there
yeah,
I would stay small and I would be in the sim. So I was grinding in the sim for like almost 2 years of 2 years of failing in the sim and just keep trying to push it because I knew that I didn't want to start live and just blow up. Like everyone talks about how you can just blow up so easily, and it's so very important to just stay in the simulator. Um, so that's what I did. I was all just completely free content from YouTube and like teaching myself, like diving back into my metrics and just trying to get better every day. Um, and what I had was I had built a completely consistent simulated like small size of profits. I'd made $100 over 3 months or so using 1 to 20 shares,
nice.
and I decided to take the leap of faith and get the PDT account, and then that's where I ran into issues because it took me 6 months of just being completely flat essentially after trading with real size. So it was kind of a psychology issue, and I just couldn't like figure out how to turn the corner. And then that's kind of when you guys dropped the MMU challenge. If you remember that, I submitted an application, and anyone that's watching, you guys can go and look at it. Like my video is still out there. You can see how I was and how I talked about myself and my trading and just my mindset. And then I ended up joining the MMU, and it like the main reason I joined was for the live trading archives. Like I believe that's where the real value is because at that point I already knew the setups, I already knew the trades, but I just couldn't figure it out. And once I got my hands on the live archives, I could actually like I could study and I could see exactly how my trading compared to RT's and Marcelo's and Tim's. And I would just like put it side by side and figure out, okay, I'm buying a little bit too late on this. Like I should be holding this trade longer. And just those micro details was like that's what really set me over. And that's what like actually helped me get success is just active studying and looking over the shoulder of an actual profitable trader.
Wow, man, that's interesting. And so we do hear this a lot, right? There's a lot of people who are starting from different points, let's say, in the spectrum. Some are complete beginners, others are a little bit more intermediate. And for people like yourself who are just almost there and just need that last boost to get over the edge, it seems like
Yeah.
the live trading archive has been a hit amongst you guys because, as you mentioned, you already know a lot of the patterns and all that good stuff. So you kind of just jump to the end and you deep dive into it. And it's good to see, man, because, some people, they actually will buy the course and not really go through the progression, not really go through the chapters or even the archive. So, that's a big part of it, studying, pushing forward. So it's good to
Hmm.
hear that you're, you know, doing your due diligence. So, coming into the next question, right? You mentioned that you saw a video of me early. I wanted to ask you what inspired you to get started as a trader?
Yeah. So it takes me back to when I was 16. I was working at a car wash, and I remember I was out in the winter, and I was just like scrubbing tires, and I'm like, okay, there has to be a better way to make money than this.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was a smart guy. I knew I had some discipline and like the ability to do this. So I went online and I was just searching for like ways to make money online, and I found day trading. And at first, like I completely thought that you could not make money. Like I was convinced that it was just a complete gamble. And that was until I saw you actually make consistent profits. Like I probably watched your live stream for like 2 months before I even tried, and like before I even made a simulator account. Like I was like, is this guy actually making like live profits? So like, I mean, it's just crazy that you just like show up and give the people what they want. Like live trading, it's completely transparent.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things that to this day I'll still get a few comments saying, thank you for the streams. You know, the name of the game is transparency for us, right? To show the people what we're doing, and I think not only for myself but anybody else who's out there that's in the position of leadership, right? All the big gurus, whatever, whatever. If you're really doing this, why not do it to a degree where at least people can know you're transparent and real,
Yeah.
because it's a little sad because in this space it's pretty skewed. There's a lot of people who are fake, and it kind of messed it up for us real ones. So at the very least,
Yeah.
if we're real, what we can do is at least prove to the people on a daily basis that you know this is who we are, this is what we do, and we're not ashamed of it. There's nothing to hide. So I'm definitely grateful to hear that. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna transition into, before we get into any more questions, we're gonna transition into your metrics here. You're gonna take the floor, show the people how it's been going. You can talk about anything, show us any key detail, any key months, any key days, anything like that.
Okay, cool. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, so yeah, first things first is when I first started tracking my stats, I was trading for all these months, but I wasn't tracking by then. And I started tracking my stats, and this was when I was using 1 to 20 shares. And I preach this so much because it is so important for traders to use small size when you start. Like this is the foundation that my trading was built upon. You can see $1 days, $6 days. Like this is not like this is exactly what makes a trader actually become profitable. This is like what success is built upon. It's not starting an account and swinging size early. It's proving consistency. You can see I made $15 this month. Okay, and then I came to November, and then I made the stats are trader views might be a little messed up. Let me refresh. You can see let me go to like you can see that it was like that's what the strategy is built upon. It's built upon making consistent profits, not with huge share size. So right here you can see I made $7, right? Same thing with December. Like it's just so important. $12, right? Like it's so important that before you size up and before you start swinging shares, that you start small in a simulator or a live account with 1 to 20 shares, because otherwise you're just going to be a part of the statistic that fails. Like 9 out of 10 traders fail, and I'm almost positive that that is because that they don't start small. They're not in it for the long run. They're trying to get rich quick. Guys, trading is not something that you can just stumble upon and make thousands of dollars. Like it took me 2 years of complete failure, like grinding and tracking my stats and
Yeah.
rewatching my live videos and archives every single day just to, before I even got close to turning the corner. And then once I had built my proven consistency in the simulator, I took the leap of faith with uh with real size. So this is my first month ever with live size, and I made $500, which was good. And this was before I joined MMU, and I kind of chopped around a little bit, and that was until June. And this is where I joined because I hadn't made any profits. And right here, this day, right here, this is probably the most influential day in my entire career. Um, Basically, what happened was I got emotionally hijacked and I blew up. And
Yeah.
$1,000 to me now, like it's nothing. But at the time, this was this was everything. Like I was like, oh my God. Like I'd nearly blown up. I was like maybe $300 off of PDT. And and I took a sticky note. I have it right here. I still look at this all the time and I wrote, um, I'm one less rock bottom away from making it. So however many rock bottoms there are in someone's career, I am one less away from making it. And you can see like a couple weeks later, I had my first $5,000 day.
Wow.
And like it was just like that changed it all for me because it gave me the confidence to trade, gave me the confidence to buy without fear, to buy without hesitation. It just like it gave everything to me. And that's just like it just shows how important it is to stick to what you know and just to never give up. Like that's what trading is it's a long run. Like if you can just grind and you work hard and never give up, like it's only a matter of time. And you can go back and look at the video I had with RT like 2 years ago, and I was talking the same way, and then like it's just been golden ever since then. Like 2024 has been crazy. And I'll show you guys this month. Like November has been absolutely unreal. And once
Insane.
you figure it out and once you really like start connecting and you start pushing size, like there's no limit. You just can push it to the max as long as you're dialed mentally, as long as you're dialed emotionally and you're not attached to anything. You can just completely push your size, push it to the skies, and you can see like this month I've made over $130,000. Um, which is completely insanity. It's life changing in every way. Yeah, and it just makes me want to just grind harder, Like I mean that's what it's about.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely impressive. And you mind clicking on your detailed section for us?
Yeah, I'll show you guys. So, these are my stats all time. It's a little here. It's a little skewed, so I'll go to year to date. Um, so this year, 2024, I've made over $230,000. Averaged daily gain of 1.1K. You can see 52% win rate, 47% losing rate, and a profit factor of 1.35.
Man, that is absolutely sensational. Most impressive, Jackson. Way to go, man. I mean, this is absolutely insane. And, we talk about being able to get to the other side, right? Working hard, finally figuring it out, and then putting the size behind it. It's crazy because it's like life changing, right? And I mean, we're going to get into a bunch of questions here, but it's like life changing. So I'm going to start with, what does your morning routine look like? Like, you're doing well, and you mentioned, how old are you again?
Yeah, I'm 20.
You're
I'm
20.
a junior at college right now.
You're a junior at college. So, okay, there's a bunch of questions we're going to go through. What does a morning routine look like for you?
Yeah, so um I live in Colorado, so market opens 7:30. So normally I wake up around 7. Um First thing I do is, kind of go outside, get ready to be awake and to trade.
Yeah.
Then I start dialing it in at 7:15. I open the chat room, I pull up the charts, I get my watch list dialed in. And then once 7:30 hits, I get my screen recording going and that's when I start.
Okay. And so how is that college life, trading life balance? Because I remember for me, I used to be at Rutgers when I was like dabbling around on Robinhood, and I always wanted to make sure that my classes would not, conflict with the market open. Do you have that type of schedule going?
Yeah, so I made my schedule completely no 8 a.m. classes. My first class is at 11. And even this month, like November, I've had to miss a couple classes because I've been trading for like 3 or 4 hours trying to make as much money as I can, like
Wow.
so no morning classes for me.
So do your parents know that you trade, and do they know how well you're doing?
Yeah, so I talk to my dad about it quite frequently, and he's a smart guy. He understands how it works. He understands how the edge plays out, and he just tells me, he's like, "Don't lose it."
Wow, I mean, they must be so proud, man. So when it comes to trading and college, how are you looking at that? Because some of us, like including myself, you have Crispy, some of the other guys who they said, you know what, man, I'm doing well in this thing. I'm gonna try to focus up on it full time. Are you looking to still finish out strong with the degree, or are you, how's that looking?
Yeah, so I mean, like trading has become something I love. It's my passion. I'll do it for the rest of my life. But I'm gonna finish out my degree because like what I really want to do in life is I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to add some sort of value to the world. Because as traders we can make a lot of money, but what we're doing is we're not essentially creating anything of value for everyone. So that's like what I want to do. Like, and I want to take my profits and invest it in some business that can help benefit the world in some way.
Okay, okay, that's pretty noble, and I like that, man. Because and it's very true, right? Ultimately, we're here clicking buttons, and there's no real change coming about that. So I think
Mhm.
that mindset that you have there is pretty good, and ultimately, that's how you're going to continue to grow as well, right? Not just in trading, but also in different ventures. So coming back to the stats a little bit here, are you trading from a laptop or a desktop?
Yeah, so it's funny because every trader you see they have like some crazy expensive PC and tons of monitors, but I literally just have a MacBook Pro, one screen,
Oh wow.
and I keep it simple. I don't overcomplicate it, and like as you can see, you don't need the craziest things to get started. Like all
Yeah.
you need is a crazy mindset, some discipline, and consistency.
That's interesting, man, because one of the team house members, right, we'll meet up. And for the audience who might not know, there's a couple of guys from the community. We'll meet up every so often. About 6 to 10 of us hang out at a different location. And one of the guys there in the chat, his name is Calamity. Drew, at the time, I believe this is maybe like the first or second meetup. He's, I believe, one of the only traders at the time that had made over $1 million, and he had just an old fashioned PC and one monitor. There's something with this simplicity. I mean, you guys see behind me here. There's a million screens. So, granted that I am using YouTube and live streaming and all that, but there's something to say with starting simple, just one screen, locking in on one stock, and as you mentioned, some discipline and consistency, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Like you don't need hundreds of stocks up at once. Like you want to focus in on one, you want to dial in on one, and once you are connecting and find the rhythm, that's when you size up, and that's when you make the real money in trading.
yeah. So coming back to your stats again, right? You showed us this current month, which was your best month ever. You did mention that red day that you had that was like quite significant. Is there
Yeah,
any other like major drawdowns or rough periods or rough month that you
yeah, I'll
can
show
maybe
you.
go over?
So this was May of 2024, where like as you can see, it's just complete red,
Yeah.
and like this was after I had like turned the corner, so I had about like 50 grand in profit at this point, and when this happened, I was like, I still knew like deep down that the edge was working, but I knew that there was some issue psychologically happening. And that's why trading is such an interesting thing because like technically the edge is always there. But sometimes you can mess up because your psychology gets screwed up. Like if you're FOMOing in, like anyone watching this video, I plead that you don't compare yourself to anyone else out there. If you're looking at how much money they're making or how much money they're losing even, the only thing that matters is that how you trade today is better than how you traded yesterday. And if you're going to adopt that mindset, then you are going to save yourself so much in lost profits. Because what was happening to me here was just like I snowballed. I got into a drawdown, and I was like, everyone else is making money and I'm here losing money. And because of that, like I didn't want to drop size because I wanted to make the money back. And
Yeah.
it's just a bad psychological place to be in because you're setting yourself up for failure. Like you need to start every single day with a clean, fresh slate, and you need to follow your rules. You need to trade your edge how the edge is supposed to be traded. You're not supposed to have outside factors influencing you.
Well said. Well said.
And it's yeah, it's just so important that you make every single red day a lesson. Like I had a really bad red day in October. I'll show you guys. This is my biggest red day ever, which is minus 6 grand. And it's just so important that you don't let these. You can't just brush the red days off because they shouldn't affect you how you trade the next day. You need to make sure that you take some sort of lesson from it. Otherwise, it's just lost money for nothing. Like red days, like all they are is just expensive lessons that are flaws in your trading. And if you can find one flaw in your trading every day and fix it for the next day, that's when you can start having profits like this. That's when the real money's made. And it's like you got to wake up every day with a clean slate, just trade your edge how it's supposed to be traded. And once you start connecting on a stock, and that's when you size up. Like you can't just start throwing size out there because like you will blow up. It's just so important.
Yeah, man, that's well said. It's always interesting how the red days for me are the days where I get the most views on YouTube. Is the days where I learn the most about myself as a trader. The green days, as they comment, a lot of it is like, hey, we did our job, we did what we were supposed to. Maybe we're gonna try and still find some things to tweak and be better at. But those red days, man, they really teach a lot of important lessons, and it's good for all of us to continue to just rewatch those days, deep dive into them, see what really is going wrong, and where we can then, go. Because, like you said, that last rock bottom, right? We can't let what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, and so we have to utilize those red days as fuel, as energy, to then come back and be even better. So, coming into the next question, right? We're gonna get into some of the fun stuff, if you may say, right?
Hmm.
So you're balling, you're balling out here, doing well for yourself, and you're still a junior in the university. How are you spending your gains? And also, do your friends know about trading, like your peers?
Yeah. So I actually don't really spend much of my money. I kind of just I'm gonna try and live like a broke college kid for as long as I can and invest the profits because like I mean I might as well and then eventually like I'll be well set and can do whatever I want with my life. But until that point, I'm gonna keep it low, keep it grinding. And yeah, I have some friends that know about this, and I have people that ask they're like, can you teach me how to trade? And I'm like, well, I can teach you, but it's gonna be like I hope you know that it's a 3 year, 2 year like road.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work, but it can be done, and once you do it, it can change your life. So
that's good, man. Delayed gratification, you know, and even for myself, despite being in here for a little longer, it's pretty much the same for me, right? Not going
yeah,
out there and being a crazy person. Hey, I made 10, 20 grand today. Doesn't mean it's an excuse to go and be wild, So I like that,
yeah,
man.
you gotta be smart, man. You gotta stay smart. You gotta be humble, and you gotta be respectful. Like
Yeah.
you can't just be go out there blowing cash like like you're the shit. Like
Definitely, man. Delayed gratification, and even despite doing well now, saving, reinvesting, and still looking forward for that brighter future. Way to go! But at 20 years old, I can see that you're so without knowing you too much. It's like I can tell you have a good head on your shoulders, man, and that's pretty important.
yeah, thank you.
So, what's your favorite part about being in this industry? What's your favorite part about being a trader?
You know, I feel like most people like they think it's about the money, but the truth is that like the best part about trading is that when you like it's just trading itself. Like you fall in love with it. Every day I wake up and I'm so excited to open the charts and to get into the state of mind and find that flow state and start trading. Like to know that this is my job, like this is what I do every day, and to absolutely love it is just like it feels like it's this like the answer to life, you know? Like
Yeah.
what we do is fun. Like it's like I'm playing a video game and I'm making a ton of money and then like I have the rest of my day to do whatever I want.
Yeah, man, I totally agree that that freedom and as you mentioned the component of and I call it self refinement, continuing to be a better version of yourself, essentially chasing down your
Mhm.
best lap time until it's no longer possible. Because a lot of the times there's just no ceiling in sight. I mean, even on a month like this that you just had, I'm pretty sure you can confidently say that there was a lot of things you could have done better. Maybe you could have pushed more size. Maybe you could have traded longer hours. And so it seems like there's always so much for us to improve on and work on to the point where, well, we're just gonna keep pushing for greatness.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's just can you be better every day? Can you get that 1% better every day? And if you can do that, then like nothing can really stop you.
There is no limit. We're limitless. So coming into the next question, we were going to do this interview Monday, which was yesterday, but you mentioned, hey, RT, I might be going skiing. I wanted to ask you, and funny enough, we were supposed to do a day trading team house in Colorado as a ski trip, and I've never been skiing before, so I wanted to ask you, how is skiing, and also, is there any parallels between skiing and trading, of course?
Yeah, I mean, like skiing is my favorite thing to do. Like it's like neck and neck with trading. I love to trade. I love to ski. They're both like insanely fun. You guys should definitely come out to Colorado for the team house. Like that'd be a blast. Um, and yeah, like I mean, what's cool about trading is yesterday was Monday and Thursday and Friday were slow. So I was like Monday is most likely probably not going to have that much volume. It's a holiday week. So me and my brother and one of my buddies, we just decided to go skiing that day and I missed a day of trading, but like so what? The market will always be open. It's not going away. Uh so I went and skied and it was fun, like it's one of the coolest things to do.
That's nice, man, and it's that something you touched on there. I think opens up another conversation, which is not having FOMO and not being a slave to the screen. Because
Hmm.
for some people, and I mean, we've heard some guys in the chat that they'll start trading at like 4 a.m. and not move till 6 p.m. and sometimes not even take a lunch break or use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I like that you can, know to yourself, hey, the market has been good to me. We've seen a couple of slower days. More than likely, this next day is going to be a little slower as well. Let me go do something fun. I like
Hmm.
that, man. I like that mindset right there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta grind, you gotta be there, you gotta put in the work. But, there's more to life than just making money. Like, you gotta go enjoy it while you have it.
Yeah. So, coming into the next question, where do you see yourself as a trader, and where do you see your trading performance here over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't even know. Like, it could be anything. Like, I'm thinking, definitely seven figures by then. Um, maybe eight. We'll see. Uh, Trading full time. I want to, maybe go into the entrepreneurship route, but at the same time, like also enjoying your life because the beauty of trading is you work for 1 to 2 hours every day, and then you can do whatever you want. So like that's the real bliss of it is the freedom you get.
Yeah, man, that sounds pretty good. So we're coming in now to the closing statements, and the next question I have for you is, do you have any final advice? I mean, there's a ton of things that you've touched on, but is there any final general advice that you can give to struggling traders out there?
Yeah, I mean, to any struggling trader out there, like the main thing I would say is to just believe it, like you can actually do it. Like, I mean, the secret to all the profitable traders is that they actually truly believed in themselves. They knew that like it was just a matter of time until they turned the corner. And if you can adopt that mindset, then all you need to do is just get 1% better every day. Like that's literally just the secret. Just avoid the mistakes. Just push what you're doing well, and just keep grinding and just never give up.
Yeah, man. It's, Jackson, what can I say, man? We're super, super, we're super proud of what you're doing here, man. I mean, this is insane. The rest, the rest of the chat room, the students who are improving. This stuff is insane, man. So, one last question. One last question. If there's anything you could do to, you know, improve and or change the merciless market structure, what would that be? Do you have any feedback, anything for us here?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think the chat room is amazing. I think it's the place to be. So, it feels like everyone in there is, kind of an advanced trader. And unless you're a beginner trader, you're not going to buy the whole thing. But if you're like an intermediate trader, then you're almost like you're right there around the corner. Like maybe just having like the live archives package is probably what I would say, like
I I hear you. It's something we've thought about before for sure. Different bundles to where people who are looking for something specific, like you mentioned, they might not need to go through the first 90% of the progression. It's definitely something. It's a
yeah.
conversation for us to have here on the back end for sure. Uh, but Jackson, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. I mean, we're super proud of what you're doing. I'm pretty sure your parents are proud. And for those close friends who may know of what you're doing, I'm pretty sure they're super intrigued and interested. Just continue to push, continue to grind, continue to stay cutting edge, and I'm pretty sure that we asked that question of that 5 year time frame. I'm pretty sure in that 5 year stretch, we will be on another level. That might
Yeah.
be 8 figure, 7 figure. I mean, who knows? Maybe even more, right? But keep pushing, continue to grow, continue to get to that level of just insanity. Because as great as these days have been, and as great as this month has been for you, I can so easily see. It's like, almost like I can see it already. Actually, double, triple this amount in gains for you in just 1 month. So continue to stay hungry, man, and for sure in the end you're gonna get to where you need to be.
Well, hey, I appreciate you so much. Super thankful for everything you've done. The chat room's amazing. Like, shout out to Marcelo, shout out to Tim, shout out to Triad. Like, the members like Beam, Spartan, uh, Steve, like everyone that's a part of the chat room and that's growing together. Like, it's the place to be. We're smashing records out here. Like, no one's gonna stop us.
No one is gonna stop us, man. Indeed, we're all gonna keep pushing. We're all gonna keep growing. For those of you who are tuning in and watching on, we encourage you guys to do the same. If you haven't already, check out the Relentless Trading chat room. Check out the course that we have here. If you're looking to get started as a trader, in fact, we have our one of our best coupons ever here. Coupon code Black Friday for 50% off. We may not have that bundle that Jackson has just mentioned there for just the archives, but you can get a pretty sweet discount. So check it out. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Check out Jackson in the chat room. Is there anywhere else that the people can find you? Maybe you're on Twitter or somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, for trading, the only place I am is the chat room. So
Okay.
come say hi to me. Send me a DM. Like I'll help you out if you need.
All right, guys, you heard it. Check out Jackson in the Discord in the chat room, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay safe, stay green. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you later.